Hey there, this is Katherine Cartwright. Welcome. I am sharing the card kit from Stamps of Life. This is the July 2024 card kit called Happy Summer Collection. All about summer, bright and colorful. I'm going to do a quick unboxing and then I'm going to make a few cards and such. And then I'm going to tell you a little story. So if you want to stick around for the story at the end, it's kind of funny and I thought interesting. So that will be at the end. All right, so we've got some embellishments here. We've got some stickers here. We have Happy Summer, or the die cut words that I've got in my hand. They're the club set for Stamps of Life is the Hermit Crab. So in this card kit, there's a cute A1 Hermit Crab die set as well. I'm going to work with that. So everything coordinates together. If you're not a club member, either in the card kit or in the stamp club, be sure and check out the links in my description. It will take you right to all the information about the card kits, the club, and the Die Hard kit. And also there's a Fold It club too. I forgot to mention that. So they have lots of clubs to choose from. Okay, so here is the cardstock that was included. So we've got cantaloupe, cherry, cloud, blueberry, green apple, ocean. We have blue jay here, and then there's going to be sunshine, my favorite yellow. It's bright yellow. I love that cardstock. It's beautiful. And then there's some white cardstock as well to make your cards. All right, and here is the paper pad. There's a patterned paper pad, and it includes a few pages of colored images that coordinate with the die set from the Hermit Crab club set. Okay, so you can see the stamp set on the left, and these are the dies that coordinate with that, but these also work in this patterned paper pad. So you can use your dies to cut out these if you're in the club, and then in the card kit, they all work together. But lots of fun patterns, and then there's an additional page that works with the add-on more Hermit Crabs dies as well. But I'll link all that in the description. If you have any questions, leave me a message. All right, so there's the pattern paper, and I'm going to jump right in here with this cute hermit crab. So this is an A1 size die, so it's a little bit smaller than an A2, which in the US is pretty standard size card that we make. That's 4.5 inches, no, 4.25 inches by 5.5 inches. So the A1 is a little bit smaller, and you know I should actually figure out what size that is so I can tell you in videos. Because I don't actually know, but that's something I should do. So I apologize for that. But if you just look up, A1, it will tell you the measurements. But this is just a little bit smaller than a standard card that, like I say, we tend to make in the US. All right, so I'm making the Fold It here. So I've folded my cardstock and I have put the place fold here. It says place fold here on the die in 2 different spots. So you can either have your crab open at the top or on the side. I am electing to have the crab open from the side, and then I will show you what that looks like when I run it through my machine. All right, so by moving it over to where it says place fold here, you have that little edge. All right, so it kind of cut where the little claws are. And then I'm going to take, you don't have to do this step. I do this often, pretty much always on my Fold-Its. You do not have to do this step because it looks just fine the way that it is, but I always cut a second piece that doesn't have the cut out where the fold was, and that way it's just, just exactly perfect the way that it is. Okay, so that's why I do that additional step, and I'm going to use that white piece to layer on my little crab here. Okay, so I'm going to use some of this patterned paper that was in the kit, and I'm going to do some paper piecing together. That's one of the great things about the Fold-Its is it's completely customizable. So you could use just cardstock, solid cardstock. You could use patterned paper. You could watercolor paper and then cut it out if you wanted kind of a, more beach influenced look, so to speak. You could just cut this out of watercolor paper and then piece it together and just kind of have a cool look. So I've cut this several times. You can see I've got all my pieces here, and then I'm going to start trimming. So you just need some sharp scissors, and there are these little notches. You can see a little bit, and I just take my time and you just kind of follow the line and cut it, and it cuts really well. And then I'm going to do this for the shell because I do want this really pretty pattern for my shell. And then I've got to decide what I'm going to do for the body and for the claws. So I'm still figuring that out, but I know I have a little bit of an idea of how I want this to work. All right, so I'm just looking for my little lines here and using my reading glasses now. I have readers, so it takes me a little second longer to find things that I want to see. And so I finally got that trimmed, and then I have the cute little claws. So again, the really fun part about the fold-its, as you can see, I'm tapping my fingers, trying to decide what is going to be which color. So I'm going to make the body, this is Ginger Snap. I'm going to make it this color, but you can make the body any color you wanted to. All right, so I'm just getting this last little piece here on the top. I'm going to trim that off, and then I'll take the little claws off. And it's super, super easy. All right, so this one doesn't take long at all because there are only just 3 pieces really to cut apart if you want to do that. All right, so I'm going to save. I thought I was going to use the cherry claws, but I really love blueberry, and I wanted to add those in there. So I'm going to change my mind here, and I'm going to use the blueberry. So I will save the other claws for another project. All right, so there are these little eyes included. You can see that in the face, the eyes are not cut out. Sometimes in the fold-its, the eyes will be cut out, and you can just put something like a piece of black cardstock behind it. But this one actually has the eyes in it to go on top. So you can make that, customize that color as well. All right, so I'm just going to kind of lay these out, and then I'll come back and put my little eyes on there. So don't lose that little die. It's kind of small. And so I'm going to keep that glued onto my onto the sheet that it came on, the little packaging, so I can not lose it. All right, so I've got my glue here, and I'm going to glue down these little claws. And again, I'm going to tell you a story in a little bit that I hope you'll find interesting related to the hermit crabs. Okay, so I'm going to place this on here, and once I have, I'm just kind of using my scissors to hold down my pieces so they're not moving too much, and then I'll just glue one section at a time and kind of build the image together. That way I kind of stay where I want it to go. All right, so here is this one, and you could add, you could cut the antenna from a different color and add a color on there if you wanted to. I just kept mine the brown, and then I'm going to go to my last piece here and glue down this little shell that's so pretty. And I love the polka dots. I mean, that's the fun part about these things too, is, we're artists. So it doesn't not everything has to be realistic when you're an artist. I mean, you're not going to probably see a polka dotted pink shell, but you never know. So anyway, you can make it however you want. All right, so I'm gluing this down, and then when that is adhered, I can put my little eyes on there. And I'm just going to poke those out. I'm out a little bit of glue. And then I was trying to use my tweezers and all of that, but I just couldn't get it to work. I'm not the best with tweezers. I know some people in their videos, they're just really experts with the tweezers. You can see right here, I am not. They drive me kind of insane, to be honest, and a little crazy. And so I just can't really get them to go the way that I want to. But I'm leaving that in there because I want you to know that not everything works out how you want it to. So I've got my little sticky tool here that has the little kind of wax end on it that works very, very well. And I just had to go dig that up. And then it has the pokey end so I can attach the eye and move it as needed. All right. So my little crab is complete, and now I can glue this. And again, I'm going to put this right back on my sheet so I don't lose it, because that's the kind of die that I would lose and never be able to find again. All right, so I'm going to glue this down, and there are these really cute banners included in this card kit this month. I love these banners. I wish that Stamps of Life would sell these in maybe like all occasions theme and a holiday theme. I think that would be a big seller because I love a banner. And I love that it's stamped and it's in white and you can really see it. Okay, so I've got a cute little, I adhered the front of that to my already made folded base, and you can see it stands up too. All right, so I've got these banners that I'm loving. and I'm just trying to decide what color I want to do. And again, there are a lot of choices. Now I have this little sentiment die. There is one, I'll tell you another story. There is one that has actually the tails on it already cut out, but of course I can't find that one. This is the only one I could find in my box because there are two of them. So I decided to kind of work the problem of not being able to find something, and so I'm going to take one of these banners and glue it on to this little bit larger, but it fits on there, and then I'll just trim that down. And again, here I go with the tweezers. Just trying to find some that are working for me, and I just was holding it up just to make sure that it did fit before I started gluing it. So you can see there's a little border that runs around it, and this actually looks fine to me like this. The reason I'm doing this is because I want that the tail to hang off of the crab, and it's all adhesive on the back. And so this is how I'm going to keep it from sticking to anything else. So I'm just going to add this paper behind there, and then I'm just going to cut these tails. But again, there is the sentiment strip that has the tails already. I don't know if it would fit this banner, but I would suspect that it probably is close to it. So if you have that one, check it out. Maybe it'll fit. I can't say for sure it would because I can't find it. But this worked out great anyway. And I got the little layer underneath it. So that was super fun too. But you could do this just by cutting a little bit bigger piece of cardstock, attaching it, and then trimming it down. But these sentiment strips really are, ooh, I love them. Obviously I love them because I lost the other one because it must be being used in my craft room. Okay, I'm going on and on and on today. It's a Friday, and I've got a child going to college, so I'm kind of just exhausted too. So forgive the rambling. And this video is a little late because of that. Usually I have a video out sooner, right when these beautiful kits release, but I've just been dealing with stuff with getting a child ready for college. My nest is emptying, and so I've been very busy with those kind of things. I'm sure a lot of you understand that. So they're these sweet little stickers. Again, I love these too. I would love them to sell these as well. I should put in a request to Stamps of Life. Please make these stickers and banners. And then I decided that I wanted to put these at the top of the shell, and so I wanted to do like a little line of these gorgeous blue rhinestones here. And this is in Blueberry, one of my favorite blues that Stamps of Life makes. And so I'm just going to run these along the top of that shell just for a little bit of extra something, little bling, to elevate my little crab. Fold it a little bit more, and it's just beautiful. Okay, so that is the Hermit crab folded, the A1 size. That is exclusive to this kit. You cannot purchase this. So if you want it, you gotta, get in the kit if it's still available. Sometimes they sell out. They've been selling out a good bit. So if you're interested, be sure and check out the kit. All right, this is one of the card bases. I think this is a decal edge. I'll link it in the description. I'm not exactly sure of the name. And I just cut this in that beautiful sunshine, that bright yellow, and then I cut the layering piece from a piece of pattern paper. And again, look how quick and easy this is going to be. This card is going to be so quick and easy because I've got all these cutouts. I mean, I've got a handful of them, and so I can just put these cards together very, very quickly. So I'm just going to put a couple of the bigger ones and then one of the smaller ones. I know I want to put Happy Summer on there, so I'm just trying to kind of place this before I start adhering everything. And I do want to, use some ribbon, and so I'm going to be adding that as well. And I love this little shell that has the blue and yellow. He's just very cute. So we got a little pair of them down on the beach, and then we've got this little maybe baby one or a little friend coming by to say Happy Summer. And then I will add some foam after to my Happy Summer. I'll pop that up for sure. So I'm just going to go ahead and tie my ribbon off here. And I'm just going to do a little knot. I'm not going to do a bow on this one. I'm going to keep this one simple. And the scissors are not the best for cutting this ribbon. I'm just having all kind of technical difficulties today. So I'm going to tie this knot and knot this down, and then I'll trim this down with some scissors. And then I can finish up the sentiments on there. So cute. So again, it's always fun to get a word die or two in your card kit, and you often do, which helps you kind of tie that together. But I love that it's Happy Summer. I will use this die a lot. So I went ahead and added the foam, so you don't have to see me doing that on camera. So I've just got some little foam squares, and this, I thought that blue looked really good against that kind of pixie color, and I love this pattern of the paper too. So there's a lot of things I'm really enjoying about this kit, and I don't want to use the paper, but I have to. So I complain about that all the time. All right, I do want to use a few more of these gemstones, although it pains me greatly to do it, so because they're so beautiful. And then I'm just going to take 3 of these and kind of just group them around the little crabs that are out. Having a great summer. It's very hot where I am, so a lot of warm days to live through here. All right, so I've got some of the ocean cardstock, and I am going to trim down some of this patterned paper and create my next card with that. So I'm going to cut these to 4 inches by 5 1/4 is the size I usually trim to layer onto my A2. And then I'm going to bring this down to I'm going to come down to about 2 inches here, because I only want to use a strip of this on this card. I'm going to let the stripes be the star of the background. So I'm going to trim this down again to 4 inches by 5 1/4. And then I'm going to layer that other piece on there. Okay, so I'm going to fold up my card base and get that squared away. So I just took the full sheet of paper and cut it in half at 5 1/2, and that gives you 2 card bases out of a piece of cardstock. I'm going to layer this on here, and then I'm going to put my shells somewhere on here, and then I've got a little crab that I'm trying to decide where to put it. So I found some of these dotted squares from Stamps of Life in my stash, and I wanted to use those because I love dotted products. Oftentimes I will put a little stitching through them to just kind of jazz up the dots, because they just look like sometimes they need a little something extra. So that's always fun to take a little embroidery floss and weave your way around those. But I'm not going to do that in this case. I'm just going to layer 2 of these together. All right, so I've got my shells. I'm going to kind of come up a little bit off the bottom, about probably 1/2 inch or so, and I'm going to layer that on there. And then I've got my squares that I want to adhere. I'm going to glue these directly onto the card, and then I will pop up my little hermit crab to add some interest to him. Okay, a little dimension, but not too much, that will still easily go through the mail. All right, so I'm going to glue this about in the middle, and just kind of using those shells as my guide to hopefully make this straight. Okay, so again, I've got the banners out. I'm going to use them, and then there's some more of those cute stickers. So if you're in the club, the Stamp and Die Hard, then you can make so many more of these little crabs. So that's the benefit of that, is when you run out of these, the pre-printed ones, and then you want to make one a different color, you're able to do that. Okay, so I'm choosing You're a Great Friend, and I'm just going to put this directly over that same color set of shells. And then I will add my foam squares to this. And when that is ready, I will add that right in the center. So just really fun and quick and easy. And with the patterned paper, you can make so many different cards that look completely different. All right, so now I have to choose. I'm going to use a few more of these stickers. And I've got this cute little one that has kind of a purple shell. And then these little tiny shells are so cute. And then my story is coming shortly about the hermit crabs. But that will be coming in just a second. All right, so here's the little yellow one that I'm going to pinch off. And these do have adhesive, as you can see. They're full adhesive. So they're stickers, but they're kind of like a cardstock sticker. So they're nice and thick and work out really well. So I want to fill a few more shells in here. I'm going to put some at the bottom. And then I will add just a couple more above my hermit crab. Okay, and I'm just trying to decide. I didn't realize how much I tap my fingers like that, but when I do these videos, clearly I do, because I see that all the time. And I didn't really know that I did it until I saw it on camera, so that just kind of makes me laugh. All right, so here is that adorable finished card. So here are the 3, and I'll tell you my story real quick. and then wait till the end. So in July, no, it was May this year, we went to the beach, and we saw at the end of the beach, we'd ridden to what we call Land's End, and there were a ton of crabs. There were all these conch shells, and we were like, okay, great, these are amazing, and they're kind of tucked in the rocks and such. But then they started to move. And I had never really seen that before. But apparently they were hermit crabs, and there were probably hundreds of them. They were making their way in the water to the end of the island, and you can see them. They are tucked in there, and then all of a sudden, look at this big one. And these conchs, these shells, there's one of those rounded ones. You can see he's kind of breathing bubbles out in this one, and they're all just kind of hanging out, and we don't know what that's about. They were coming from the ocean. They were going into the ocean. So if anybody knows anything about their kind of migration, let me know. I'm so curious. But when I saw this card kit, I was like, I have to share that video and these pictures because we were fascinated. We probably watched them for 30 minutes. So anyway, that's my story about the hermit crabs. I got to see them, so this was timely. And anyway, thanks for listening. Let me know if you know anything about them, and have a great day.